Big screen or small screen? That is the question. What's up, Universe, and welcome to the web's first must-see nerd, comic and nerd culture show. Welcome to the Comic Universe. I'm Dr. J. I've got a PhD in nerd culture, and I should know, I printed it out myself. And welcome back to Topic Tuesday, where we at the Comic Universe kick off each week by bringing you guys a topic ready to discuss, just all the finer points of which, and just kind of encourage conversation among the community and get you guys' opinion. And of course, as C-Dub said last week, this is going to be a round robin type thing. So, C-Dub did it last week, I'm doing it this week, and next week DPZ is going to do a Topic Tuesday video as well. And at the end of this video, I will announce what that topic is. So stay tuned. But this week we are talking about an age-old debate that has really gained some traction in the modern era of media. And that is, of course, which is the better medium for telling stories? Movies or TV? And, in particular, I'm talking about comic book based stories, but also, you could talk about, video games, animated series, different things like that. So, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, this wasn't really a debate, right? Because the thing that movies had over TV, of course, is a budget, which means movies had a way bigger budget, which means they could hire, much more popular actors. Again, they had better effects, better costume design, better production value, and a lot of times, and I'm not saying, I'm not obviously not saying anything against TV actors, but a lot of big-time movie actors kind of, at least at that time, felt it was kind of beneath them to appear on TV, now that they made it into the movies. But nowadays, things are different. Everybody wants to be on TV. You look at shows like Game of Thrones, like Westworld, the big Netflix series, and, all the big shows that are on HBO, like Game of Thrones and Westworld. And yeah, there are huge known movie actors that, play these big roles in these shows. And big, TV actors like Emilia Clarke, have transitioned into huge franchises like Star Wars. We're not going to talk about her role in Terminator Genisys, but Star Wars, because Solo was good for the most part. But yeah. Anyway, so really the debate kind of goes to whether or not you prefer the kind of big yearly spectacle of a movie, or you prefer kind of a week-to-week kind of growth with your cast and your characters. Now, personally, I feel like TV is the medium that works best for comic book-based stories, because comic books are a very serialized, genre. The way comics are written, it's, a new issue every month, and, nowadays they're coming out even more frequently, like every 2 weeks or so. So, like, these kind of serialized, episodic format really lends itself to TV. And, say what you want about the DCEU, or I guess it's called the universes of DC now, or the worlds of DC. Say what you want about the movie end, but the TV side of things, yes, I know, there are complaints about it being too CW. We're not talking about that right now, though. That's another topic. But say what you want about the, the movie end, but the TV end, at least for the most part, like a majority of them, get that comic book feel right, because of the, serialized, episodic nature, and the fact that you get more time to spend with your characters, and you get to grow with them. Now, granted, there are situations like with Luke Cage Season 1, where they're given too many episodes, and so the pacing kind of suffers and it drags, and like they're forced to do things like switch villains up and things like that. But that's more of an issue of structuring the show, as opposed to the medium of TV itself. Now, granted, yes, movies are great for telling a tight, self-contained story. If you have the right writer and the right, actors, a movie can be great. It can be epic. It can be something like huge in scale. But like, I don't know. To me personally, I just feel like there's just more of an impact when you have more time to grow with the characters. Now, granted, stuff like the Avengers, the characters have grown on you because you've seen them in multiple movies over the years. But like, imagine a Spider-Man series when you get to actually just see Peter Parker in his daily life and like see him go through high school and watch him go through the trials and tribulations of being a teenager. A teenage drama with superpowers starring Tom Holland on Netflix, where he could cross over with Daredevil and Jessica Jones and them, but that's besides the point. But like, that would be so cool. I would be so down for that, because again, maybe I'm personally a sucker for teenage dramas, which is why I like shows like The Runaways and like Cloak and Dagger. Those shows, especially for characters that are teenagers, I feel like that medium works because, telling a coming of age story and giving yourself time to tell that coming of age story and see the subtle developments, it really helps. Now, if you want to do big scale events, definitely movies are your way to go. I'm not saying that TV shows can't do big scale events either, because, again, going back to the Arrowverse, the 4-night crossover that they did this year was pretty freaking awesome. And this year is gonna be the Batwoman crossover, which I'm really excited for. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of different avenues you can go. Personally, like I said, I feel like TV gives you more time and more investment. Now, a lot of people might be saying TV is dead. I disagree with that, because I feel like streaming services are becoming the new TV, and as we can see from DC making its own streaming service, to Disney now possibly making their own streaming service, they're definitely, that game is expanding, and like, just the medium of TV itself is evolving. And so I don't think really that movies have that much of an edge over TV anymore. And as someone who is an avid TV fan, I cover a lot of TV on my channel. I feel like the structure of that medium is very, very flexible. I think more flexible than movies. And the thing is, like, budgets for TV shows aren't as small as they used to be, right? Like before, yeah, sci-fi was known for making those like stupid, silly, B-movie sci-fi flicks, like science fiction horror flicks. But now sci-fi has shows like The Magicians, like Killjoys, like Krypton. Krypton is one that I was just blown away with how good the budget was on that show. So, like, there isn't really an excuse to be like, oh, no, you can't make that into a TV show. That, like, it's got, they need a bigger budget for that. That's not really an issue if the studio is willing to, if they think it's going to be a success, they're usually willing to put the budget behind it. And, I mean, if you look at all the different TV shows that are coming out, there's a bunch of different material that is being adapted into TV shows. Hell, they are turning movies into TV shows. Look at, like, Lethal Weapon and Shooter and Taken. I know Taken got canceled, but just saying, those examples, like, the fact that they are turning movies into TV shows just shows how much TV is expanding as a medium. So I personally think that TV is going to be the way to go. Not saying movies are going to be completely irrelevant, because like I said, telling a tight, self-contained story that you want to do in a large scale, if you can really fit it within 2 hours, yeah, cool, go ahead, do your movie. But man, I don't know, prefer TV personally. But that's my opinion. I'd love to know yours in the comments down below. Which do you think is the better medium, in this modern era, TV or movies? Let us know in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to leave this video a like to let us know you enjoyed it. And if you didn't like it, go ahead, leave it a dislike. Let us know so we can know what works and what doesn't. And as promised, I'm going to announce what next week's Topic Tuesday topic is that DPZ is doing. And DPZ's topic is the resurgence of kaiju films. So he's going to be talking about how kaiju films have come back into prominence in recent years. So definitely, if you are a kaiju fan, check that out. But until next time, I will leave linked somewhere around my head here a video YouTube mysterious algorithm that you might like, and our channel icon so you can subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we upload a new video, and a link to my personal channel, Mr. J's Reviews. If you like what I do here in the comic universe, you'll definitely like what I do over there on my main channel. I have a wide variety of content, or music, movies, TV shows, anime, manga, and video games. So, if you like any of those things, definitely come over to my main channel, hit that subscribe button as well. I really appreciate the support. But until next time, guys, this is Jay, Mr. Reviews, for the comic universe, and I'll see you next time in the universe.